Alrighty then. Hello, how are you? My name's Anthony Gray of Grayscale Painting. What you see before you is a strip of rolled canvas that's been glued to some foam board. Okay. And it is 12 by 16. This is Wednesday, and I usually do a live on Wednesday. Now, this will be my second live of the week. Mondays, which is usually a pre-taped. Mondays is usually pre-taped, and I just decided to make it a live. All right. Now, eventually, I will get back to that dinosaur painting. I'm just really psyching myself up to it because once I put it on the board, it will not leave until completion. All right, but I did have a pretty good chunk of it done. Hello, Johnny. How are you? It's good to see you. So, believe it or not, I'm pretty much somewhat on time. If you see my eyes glance to the left, it might be to your right. On your viewing, but I'm looking at the large monitor. Hello, Marilyn, how are you? Hope everything's well. I'm gonna do a pretty actually I'm just experimenting. In the very beginning, you guys weren't on, but I was talking about what this is. All right, and it's just canvas roll, and I glued it to some foam board. It is 12 by 16 inches. It's the actual canvas. Okay. Hello, Matt. How are you? Okay. And this is the first time I'm using it. I cut the foam board and I cut the canvas. Use some epoxy spray glue. And it looks like I might go this route. Actually, but we'll see. We see how it takes with the glycerin and the whole nine. So it's basically just a one big experiment today. All right. My buddy from Australia, Ian Harris, uses this method. Okay, I'm just taking the glycerin. Now remember, this is canvas, but it's on particle board, and a little bit of glycerin goes an actual long way. Okay, now this being actual canvas, okay, the glycerin is being affected differently. One, it's not going to soak through anything. There's nothing for it to soak through. And two, it's not spreading along like it would the paper. Okay, which it's good. That's a good thing. Now, technically, I didn't need to really put it all over the place. But like I said, this is going to be one of these paintings that I shouldn't call it a typical painting, but it's pretty much a standard type of landscape painting. Mountains, clouds, trees, grass, water, maybe not. It all depends how I feel, which direction I want to go with it right now. But I can see right now, as I'm doing this, that it's the glycerin is definitely it's a different effect with it. It's because of the tooth of the canvas. Okay, and once again, this glycerin is not gonna soak into anything. It's the canvas is primed already, so it's just gonna sit there and just dry. All right, that should be enough of this. All right, let's see what I'm going to do today. Let's take we'll take a little bit of this titanium white. I do have, let me point out the colors to you down here. Titanium white, cad yellow, and we got some burnt umber. That red is actually magenta. We got primary blue and that sap green down there on the corner. And that's basically it. And now I got a pesky little fly thing buzzing around my head. I'm just putting the white down here on the bottom. Just right there, midway. Of course, you're not gonna see it, of course. All right, let's play this. I guess I keep it kind of typical. Why not? Just yellow. Now, I don't need to mix the yellow because the white's already on there. You follow me? And I don't need too much of it. Like I say, the white's already in this area. Oh, I'll play with it like that. Let's get a little dip of magenta. Don't need too much of the magenta. Just a little bit. I'll put some up in there like that. Clean off the brush for a sec. Sleeve Stacks, how are you? Thank you, Sleeve Stacks. Thanks, Matt. Like I said, this is all purely experimental stuff. This is actually actual canvas. Okay. Not watercolor paper. I pre-cut the canvas. Okay. I'm using a flat. This is my go-to brushes. It's a flat brush. Now some of the glycerin is probably already tagging up and drying, which is fine. That's all good. It's no big deal. I'll marry some of this into the other previous color here. Now, this is going to give a different look, different vibe to the painting. And basically, I'm just moving the color around a little bit. So I have to see what the brushes, what effect the brushes are gonna be with the glycerin, what effect it's gonna be with the actual the canvas paper itself. So I don't know how quickly it's gonna dry, but we're gonna find that out right now. This brush, I think I've gotten it from the Walmart paint department there. They had these brushes, this pack filled with bristles. They would make great blending for clouds and skies and whatnot. So that's basically what I'm using. Like I say, I'm shaking the, my arm is attached to the easel, which is why you see the little earthquake. All right, me shaking like that. Once again, this is actual canvas, so it's a little different. I want it to be a little bit deeper color. I kind of like what it's doing. You can actually be a little stronger with the canvas, which is cool. So I'm finding things out about it as you're looking at me. And that's the good thing about an experiment. Very light. I want it a little deeper. think I'm gonna just use the regular red. I just want to strengthen up some spots. I'll bring it up here a little bit. I don't think I need any glycerin. I should have enough glycerin to do what I want to do with this. I think I'll have it a little purple up here. Just like that. Where's my little, get my nice little thin line here. Yeah. Okay. Let's deepen up that blue a little bit. I'm gonna use a little bit of blue, a little bit of red. Let's get that color mixed just like that. And let's kind of deepen that a little bit. We'll mix it up in that red. And what I'm doing with these clouds slash skies is just making more depth up in there. That's all. Let's deal with that. Let's see what that brings us. When you experiment, especially when you do it live, you know, don't be so fearful. Don't be worried. You know, just work it out. Now, just adjust your hand pressure, because I want it a little bit lighter on the bottom. I'll keep some of that strength on the top, like that. Same thing here. You'll kind of know where to put the pressure of this stuff. See, I like that little blend right there. Just kind of soften that a little bit. But stuff on the bottom here, because the glycerin is still there, still wet, but it's not as movable as it would be on paper. See, and I just wipe off the extra on my brush and just keep it moving. Very light strokes there. So you kind of see what's going on there. Make some of that travel. So I like the blending aspects of it already. Get out of there. Okay. Now I can start fine tuning a little bits and pieces here and there. What I mean by that, I'll take a flat brush. No. Let's take a small little makeup brush. Get a little bit of this light blue here, and I'll start tapping in some nice little fillers in there. One is just to strengthen up that blue a little bit. Okay, I'll wipe it off and I'll just start nicely blending and fading like that, just to fill up some of that with a little more solid light blue. And I always incorporate a little bit of that color of red or whatever color you got in there. Mix it in there, marry it in there, so it kind of just fades and does its thing there. Now, let's wake up some of that yellow just a little bit. Be very, very gentle. Now I gotta use a little bit of titanium white, mixing it with that yellow. And I'm gonna do this a little bit at a time. No glycerin, just all paint. All right, let's look over here at this corner there. Maybe I want that corner to kind of glow a little bit. Just need just a little bit. Now, as I'm doing this, of course that red is being picked up in there, but that's okay. Don't worry about that. Pop a little white in there. I'm just tapping it in. Okay. And then see that edge? Always fade that edge out. Like so. Just like that. You're not making a pinpoint sunburst or anything. And we're going to do the same thing up around in that area. A little bit of yellow. A little bit of white. Mix it in there. And you're going to tap. Alright. Just get that brightness there in that little corner there. Don't worry about the red sneaking in there. That's okay. You kind of want that a little bit. But we'll kind of play with it in here. Alright, I'm wiping off my brush on my lap. Get a little bit of white, just pure white. Obviously, it's not going to be too pure once you mix it in here with this red and yellow. And that's fine. I just want a soft little glow here and there. Okay. Just like that, I'll wipe off my brush. And just start blending it in real soft. Whoops, my bad. You can make that go away, just rub it out of there. Don't worry about it. I want a little bit more white right here in this spot. The more you tap, the more you play in there. Okay, the brighter it gets. That's all it's going to get, is just a brighter representation of what you already put down in there. All right. And then you still start playing color tag, more or less. Come on the other side, depending on how much of the intensity you're looking for. This is how you build up brightness. I'm wiping off my brush on my lap, on the towel on my lap. Let me be specific. Very soft, very soft. Now you do have a pinpoint of where the light is there. All right. There's some straggles that I don't like, that I want to smooth out, basically. Well, hello, Chrissy, how are you, dear? Yes, I always start at your bedtime. It's a conspiracy theory. It is. I won't even hide it. It's good to see you, Chrissy. I'm experimenting, Chrissy. This is actually rolled canvas that's been glued to particle foam board. Particle board. Okay, it's 12 by 16. So it's really a brand new surface for me. All right. All right, let's move on. I'll use a 3/4 brush. I tend to stick to a small list of brushes. Like I said, this is going to be more or less the standard, typical type of Okay. All right, let's get a wee bit of this nice dark umber here. Making a racket. I'm disturbing your beauty sleep. Shame on me. Let's get a little bit of that opposite color. Get a little bit of sap green, put it in there. Kind of neutralize that, bring it back down to that deeper brown. I use a very small palette on purpose. I gear my art when I'm on here live really towards the newbies and intermediates and whatnot, to show them that you can achieve whatever color you really want with a small palette of colors. All about mixing. Every artist, no matter what level, really should invest in one of these guys. Opposite, there we go. Opposite gray there. One of these guys. Let's straighten that out. There we go. And opposite there. I'll get accustomed to that there. One of these. You know, you flip it around. It moves around. This way. There. Okay. So, same thing on the other side. You know, it moves around. You can pretty much color match anything to anything with it. Really nice tool. Take care of it. It'll last you the rest of your days. Okay, let's take some of that brown. You know what? I want a mountain, but how about a kind of a mountain range maybe? So we'll go from this side here. Now remember, this is a different surface that I commonly am used to using. So everything's kind of experimental, which is cool. It works. I did use glycerin over the whole board, but it's not really taking the effect like you would think. Now when I do the mountains, even though I'm doing it with a brush today, that outside edge, keep it nice and sharp unless you want them very distant. And I kind of like bumps and stuff on mine. Everybody has their own thing, you know, pretty much. Now I only put the glycerin on the canvas. It's very light. See, on this material, I already see that if I want to have my glycerin on here and keep it on there a lot, I would use a little bit more glycerin, but nah, not today. Like I say, all experimental today, just to see what it can do. The paper, or not paper, this roll canvas. And so I'm playing around. Every time you see me stroking and doing all of this stuff, I'm figuring things out with the use of this surface. I'm using pure paint, no glycerin in it or anything, just paint. Like I said, there's glycerin on this, not much, but there is some on here. And depending on how deep I want the mountains to, how large I want them, all depends. You can kind of see the texture and the shape of them already because the color's not even. And when you're doing mountains, you really don't want your color too even, depending on the style of mountains and what you're looking for. Once again, it's all according to taste. I'm showing you a technique on how to do them, but if you want them dark, you want them light, that's according to how you see your mountains. All right. If I keep messing with tones and values just with the mountain with this brown, I can just really just leave it as is and then continue on. But I'm already gonna add some detail to this fella, more detail to it. All right. Bloody house vibrating. Oh, you got thunderstorms over there? Oh yeah. It is a different feel because canvas is a lot more sturdy. It has a lot more bite to it. All right. So you would in the beginning when I used it, and I used it on actual canvas, I mixed it with paint. Okay. So yeah, definitely a different feel, and it's something for me to get used to because I've been doing it on watercolor paper for so long. It was more of a cost thing because I do so many of these. Now, actually, let me do that better. Yeah. And this, you can tell because one, when I used to do this, the camera wouldn't shake. This is a different type of surface. You can kind of put a little muscle behind it. Okay, this is not paper. And that's just what I'm doing too. I'm really pressing on the canvas to get it to move around. And believe it or not, it's actually more control over this stuff. Because this is canvas, it's not paper, not cardboard or anything like that. So it's doing actually what it's supposed to be doing, to be honest with you. So I'm A-okay with it. Of course, it's giving you dementia. But it's pretty much doing what I wanted to do. So it's all good, really. Okie dokie. Let's play some more. I feel like being a little coy today, so let's I'm gonna do a different approach with these. Because you pretty much know, usually I would go to my palette knife and throw some rock texture in there. Let's do something else today. Why not? It's experiment day. Take a little sap green. Put a little more sap green in there. Taking my blender brush this time. A little deeper sap green. Mix it in there. Oh, a little dot of red. Let's deepen that green a little bit. Like that. Alright. Now we add some green to that. Alright. Okay. I'm pouncing the color into the bristles. Should I zoom in on this? We'll see. We'll get a look. We'll see. And we're just gonna pop in. Nope. Get a little. Let's get a little bit of yellow. I'm gonna go with yellow first. I was gonna go into the white, but let's do the yellow first. That should work. Yeah, we'll do that. Just like that. Put a little green on the hills today. How about that? Just like that. Very subtle green in there. Might have to brighten them up a little bit so you can see them. And I mean just a little bit. Just a little touch. I don't want them blatant. So instead of using rock texture, just use the green. Use the tree texture to create your highlights and whatever. Same concept, you're just using the trees instead of highlighted rocks. Follow me? Like I say, if I like it, if it works, cool. If it doesn't work, cool. At least you tried. Don't be jitterish. Don't be afraid to try. At least try something. If it's out of your wheelhouse, you actually learn from it. Follow me? I'm looking at the screen to see how much of it you do see. And you guys can see this fairly well. Very gentle, very gentle. Okie dokie. Let's get a little more white. Now we're going to take that white, I'm going to pop that yellow in there. Now with that yellow, I'm going to sneak in just the smallest touch of green. You want to still keep the intensity of that yellow. You just want to tint it with a little green. Now, when I add the highlights, the brighter the color, the less of the highlights you need. All right, so, well, thank you, Nell. Oh yeah, it's definitely canvas, Chrissy. Now, you just start. See, now you want to shape your tree line there. You want to shape where the light's going to hit the trees there. Keep it in really odd formatted shapes there. Very odd, patchy. Okay. Some come down that way. Okay. Angle your brush, see what kind of designs they would make. Okay. And we'll put some down this way, have it travel down a little bit. Like that, just like so. Kill some of that, the bottom area there. You see? I'll pop a couple up in here. Just a little patch right there. And then leave it alone. Come down here toward the middle. Don't worry about all this down here. You can always kind of fade that out to whatever. Come down here, add a little bit here. Maybe you connect it right there. See that? And we'll get a couple up there like that. We'll come around and maybe the light hits it right in here in this little valley. Or at least you can create a valley. Is my hand in the way? I'll come down below. All right. Just clean off the brush a little. Clean your brushes off fairly well. Make sure all the water's out of it. Very soft, delicate. Very soft, delicate hairs there. Alright, down here, down below, I'm just patting away some of that. Smooth it in there. This is up to you. This is what I prefer. This might not be something interest you in your wheelhouse, and that's fine. I'll scumble some of that color, just fade it a little bit here and there. Okay, that'll work. All right. Let's use the same thing. Let's use the same. Let's get a little bit of white. I'll mix it in coyly with this brown, not too much. We're gonna scumble some mist or whatever. Now this canvas is gonna have a totally different look. Let me see something here. It's dry. That's dry. All right, so we'll definitely be doing some scumbling. You're definitely gonna see this camera move. So we'll you can do it this way, or you can kind of scumble it this way, like that. I'll do this version. I'll do the scumble version. I'll just kind of do one of these numbers. Bring it down a little bit, like that. I'm not really worried too much about the bottom. The top is where my interest is going to be. Your mist does not have to totally be super bright. Not at this point, anyway. Let's go from this side over here. Let's bring it up here a bit, like that, and then we'll skip one. And then we'll bring it up in here. Very subtle, very light. Turn your brush around a little bit if you must. Just like that. Down below, just fade it right up there. It's okay. Fade it right on out there. So I'm taking a little advantage of the drying speed of the acrylic. I use it to my advantage. Don't be afraid to kind of beat up your brushes a little bit. Take care of them, they'll spring back. I've had the opportunity to use extremely expensive brushes, and they just you put a little muscle to them, they just go right down the toilet. Then you go to a bargain store, get some brushes, and they last you 30 years. So I'm not really a big proponent on what brand brushes. Do what works for you. Do what works for you. Okay. All right. Since we're in experimental stage, we're going to do some more playing. Let's take a script liner for 1 second. Since we're experimenting, I'm going to wet my script liner. Let's get a little bit of that blue. If I got some left here, we'll put it right here. And is there any white there I can play with? Let's see. Yeah, okay, that should work actually. Let's play. We get little cascading bits of water down there. Why not? I'm not using glycerin, it's just water here. Just have it kind of stream down there like that. Let's do another one, just because. Have it come down like that, disappear, just pop it up in there. Have it go a different direction, have this one kind of go this way like that. So you got little bits of water out there, so they're not too far away where you can't see the water. All right, you have a good night, Chrissy. I know it's pretty late. Do I have a way of bringing brushes back into shape? Yes. Baby oil. Hey Gina, how are you? You take some baby oil, dip your brush in it, swirl it around, shape it back up, and then leave it be. Let them dry, naturally dry. Synthetic or natural hair. When you get ready to use them again, you dip it in water, rinse it, and go for what you know. Okay, definitely up to you. Okay, let's brighten up that fog a wee bit, because it's dry and the color has set, so you got a brownish tinge in there. So let's brighten that up a little. More titanium white. Oh, I'll put it right here. We're gonna do more of a scumbling motion. Okay, remember this is dry. Okay, so wherever you want your brightness to be, for your mist, very soft touch. Now you want your clouds, your mist to be brighter in sections. So I'll skip around, just like that. Get some more of the white. You scumble on some more. Below, a little higher, a little lower. Up to you. Get some more titanium white. Put it right there in the same spot. Put it right in the bristles. I mean, you can go horizontal like this, if that's what you're looking for. I'm gonna do a variety of them here. Once again, experiment. Okay. If you want your fogs to kind of be horizontal like that, then make them like that. Horizontal circles, up to you. Let's bring one kind of up here like this. Now, if it's a little wet up there, that's okay. You just make it stronger, and you blend it in. All right? So that's a little strong right there. Okay, and that's okay. We'll blend all of that. Don't worry about that. I'll let it sit there for a second or two. It don't matter. Just kind of take care of some of this up here. If I keep doing this, it's going to look like the Valley of the Gowanus. I have a habit of working for a little while, then instantly drying the bristles. Even though I did not finish this fella. And that's okay. Okay, we're going to go with this guy. Kind of very lightly, very lightly. There. You wanted to bunch up a little bit then here. Puff it a little bit. Just like that. I'll keep it like that. So I ain't going there for that one. Okie dokie. We're going to get a larger brush, because as I'm doing this, I got little ideas in my head there. Let's get a row of deciduous trees. I always do pine trees. Let's do something a little different. Okay. Let's clean this stuff off first off. I'm just taking a palette knife. I'm just scraping it off. This is a glass palette. This here is becoming a very big fan favorite of mine, this glass palette. I really like this. I don't have to have it perfectly clean. I'll put it right here. The paint that I'm peeling off is not even wet, it's dry. There. All right. I have a giant, well beat down filbert. Put it against my skin here. All right. Actually, I just put it against the shirt here. This way. It's a filbert brush. All right. All right. Let's play. Deciduous trees. Let's get a little bit of sap green here. Let's put it right there. Actually, before I even go further, I'm glad this happened. I would rather use too little paint than too much paint, and then I would have to throw it away. Pretty much the same colors. I'm not going to deviate too much from it. I need some more green. Where's my green? A little bit of sap green. So I would rather add the paint than take it away. We're going to change up that blue. I don't believe I need that light blue. Let's go with a little deeper blue. This is a Daler Rowney in this Prussian blue hue. Alright, we'll go with a deeper blue here. Okay, let's go back to our filbert. A little sap green there. We're going to deepen that sap green with that Prussian blue. Alright, okay. Nice. Let's kind of add a little bit of that brown. This brown has green in it. So what's going to happen is that it's just going to get deeper. I'm mixing it pretty good. Sienna is a brown with more red. The umbers is a brown with more green in it. And it takes a blue to make a green, so you know. All right, let's work with the deciduous tree shapes. Now you know you have this little bits of fog here. All right, we'll start off low, and what I'm looking for is bash this. Open up the bristles on this filbert. It gives me very odd shapes. Okay, we'll start right here, and basically I'm looking for little shapes like that. Okay, deciduous trees. And some of them come upward, some come downward. I might not want this. Yeah, we'll do it this way then. We'll do it. I'll just curve it around. This is just the foundation color of the trees anyway. No, I don't want this brush. I don't like the way, I don't like the shapes it's making. I don't want this. Not this filbert. I'll use like some, probably a beat up flat brush. But that one doesn't work. I don't like the way that looks. So I stop. No big deal. Just stop. Let's pick a raggedy beat down brush that's grasping for life. I think this one will work. This is a natural hair. It's a number 10 flat that I've beaten half to death. This one will work. So let's dip into that green again. Actually, let's make some more. Put a little brown in there, put a little sap green in there, and put a little bit of blue in there. Deepen it right up there. Stir it around. Get a little more brown. Yeah, we'll beat this one up. Just like that. It's really beat down. Now, I want you to look, because I have to improvise now. I want my shapes back. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, because you want a little bit of the fog to show through some of these. All right, just kind of tighten those up there like that, and then we'll come back down. That's the pattern I'm looking for. Look at this. Come down, come back up, get some more paint, and get those really odd leafy type shapes going on there with it. Yes, I will cover all of that up. I'm not really looking for to totally obstruct everything, but I do need a nice little canopy nice little shape that kind of continues on. Now with a larger brush, you need more paint. And so I'm gathering more paint. There we go. And don't be ashamed to get it. No glycerin. I don't need any glycerin or anything to loosen this paint. Just need more paint. Remember, this is a different surface than what you usually see me work with. Nice. Now, how far do you want it to go down? That's up to you entirely. I'm just looking for the outside shape. How far you want this to go down is really your choice. Okay, but I'm going to do something with this. I got a lot of paint down on the bottom of my brush, and so I'm just adding that. To it. There. That's cool. Don't worry about all of this down in here. All right. Don't worry about that. All this. I'm not worried about it. Don't you fret over it either. All of that. Don't worry about that. I'm not going to rinse off my brush. I almost did. That would have been a mistake. Let's get a little bit of white. Put it in there. Let's get some yellow. Pop that yellow in there with that white. Just like that. Now, I use medium to I use medium to heavy body acrylic paint. We're gonna thin the paint. I'll use water instead of the glycerin. All right, I'm gonna beat my brush up once more. Pounce that looser paint in there. A thin paint sticks to a thicker paint. Keep that in mind. All right, ready? Give it a light touch. Very light touch. You may see bits of the highlight, and if you don't worry about it. You will when I add the brightest colors to it. So you're basically building up. You got your blocked in color, which is this. Then you get a lighter color to start filling in the directional shapes, the leaf patterns. Okay, which does not necessarily mean you have to create a light source for it. You're getting the general shape and look and the color of the trees themselves, being that they're so far away. So I'm not being overly blatant with the color. And this is a thinner paint. Okay. Even though I'm highlighting or shaping out the trees, I'll never get rid of its root color. All right. All right, let's get a little yellow. We'll pop it right in here. Now you gotta beef up that yellow. I ran out of white. But I'd rather go through this than to just dump a lot of paint in the trash. All right, let's put a little touch of white right here. All right, and we're gonna just crack on. We're not doing too bad. We're at the 54-minute mark. Okay, there we go. Little water to thin this. Once again, I'm gonna pounce it in there. I really don't want I don't want any really blatant, super bright colors. Now you go to the direction of where your sunlight is hitting. Start bringing some of that up in front. Okay. And we'll pop in a few there. Come up in front, bring some down. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys can see what I'm doing here. Pop in a couple there. This is thinner paint, so, and you're making the top canopy of these trees. Okay. Just picture it in your mind's eye. I have post-nasal drip, so that's why when I talk a lot, it happens. Nothing I can do about it. It's a hereditary thing. My mother has it too. Okie dokie. I can brighten it up a little, and I guess I'll do it for you guys. A little more white and a little more yellow. I won't water it down. The brighter you go with your highlights, the less of it you need. You follow me? I'll do it on the tippy top here, and maybe a couple down there. Just take a touch of it. Only on the tops, up there like that. And you bring some down here, down below. Turn your brush around every once in a while. Give it some odd shapes. You follow me? You need that dark to separate it, or it's not going to look real. You understand? Let's have it bright down here. Let's give a little gully, a little of dark bit there, and have it travel here like this. Then let's go back up top here and add some more love up here like that. Usually on the top are thicker canopies there, like so. You get accustomed to doing it, you'll buzz right through it. I'm taking my time here to show you. Some of you may want to try this. Okay, let the brush do the work for you. It's the bristles that's making all the magic happen. You're just placing them where you want them placed. Okay. All right, let's clean that off. Let's put this guy right here. I like the way he works. Let's take the trusty palette knife here. All right, let's make some branches, not branches. Let's make some trunks. Ready? See that? I just scratch them in there. Some are higher, some are lower, some are way up in here, like that. You can kind of put a bunch in there. Just be careful where you place them. If you gather a bunch of them in one spot, that's where your eye is going to go to. Make some crooked. You have some you have some joining in there like that. Like that. Put some up there. Put a few down in here. Like that. Go on up in there. Put some there. Put a couple of them there. A couple down and in there. All right. Now with canvas, you can pretty much do that quite easily. All right. Let me hold on for a second here. Thank you, Nell. Okay. So we got our distant mountains. Now it would look even crazier if I took these mountains here, all right, and made them even more reddish orange. They would be even further back. All right, but you know, that's in hindsight. Okay, let's go back to actually let's take this big guy. This is the my flat go-to brush that I beat down and really, I'll put it on the lower camera. This is the guy that I use 90% of the time. He's ragged, beat down, the handle's taped, but it's my favorite. For establishing, this is all dry. It's dry. All right. Actually, not That'll try you think, because it got a little bit of a sheen to it, but nothing to make a great big pile of difference. Let's take what's left of that brown. I'll be adding some more. Let's take this green is a little beat down too, but that's okay. Let's take a little dark blue and put it in there. A little more dark blue. Let's take some dark blue. Let's take some what's left, a little bit of the green right in here, just like that. Take a little touch of red or magenta. It's already magenta. It's not a real people's red. This is too thin, but that's all. It's too thin. But we're gonna just block in. And we'll block in some grass or whatever. Actually, it's too, not really too dry, but actually we just want to block this stuff in. That's too little paint. Need much more paint. So we're gonna bust out our green again. This is a different material. This is not the watercolor paper, and it's not heavily. I don't have it all glycerin and everything. So much more paint this time. And it's a larger brush. I'm filling a larger area. Therefore, you can't skimp on the paint. A bit of this dark blue there. And bear with me. Let me get my sienna. Or not sienna. I'm sorry. Umber, not sienna. Put it right here. Okay. We're gonna do this again. Now I'm gonna really get some. There we go. Get some of that umber in there, like that. Now we get some dark blue. Now we put it in there. Now that's what I need. All right. I don't even have to add any magenta to this. Well, I will anyway. I added it before there. We get it darker. Now, what it does is turn it a weirdish green-gray. Okay, which is fine for what I'm going to do. Now, I have plenty of paint to do this. There we go. Even though I'm basically just covering all that white down there. But I still want to add a little bit of texture to it as I'm covering it. Put it right in there. And then we'll build from this. Just like that. Now basically I just take it and just rub it all in there because it's just foundation color. Alright, as you can hear, this is not, it's all canvas here. So it's a different feel. There's nothing, there's no glycerin, no nothing on this, just pure paint. Just like that. Now I can take the glycerin like this and put it in here like that. Okay, and it just loosens up the paint, makes it a little more transparent, but this is just a blocking in color. Now I can take that and put it in there, see, and I can go into the dark and bring it out, bring it downward, see, and just block it in. Take some of that dark up here and then bring it down in here like that. But I'm just filling in color. That's all. Blocking in a bunch of color. Block it right in there. Block it in. Basically, I'm getting rid of all that white. Put it right in the canvas. That's why you see the camera shaking, because I'm really putting it into the canvas. Underneath the canvas is nothing but foam board. Okay, that's all that is. Block some of that in a little bit better. All right, that's it. Now, the paint can be manipulated, moved around because of the glycerin. All right. Okay. There. Now, we're going to take this, because right now it just looks flat. You got to add dimension to that. You follow me? Okay. All right. Vegetable glycerin in water operates like a hot knife through butter. Water will Water will remove the glycerin. Okay, it takes it right off the brush. It take it off your board. Okay, you can do some pretty interesting effects with it if you're in one of those experimental modes. All right, let's deal with the shape of the ground and what I might want with it. We got our deciduous trees. We've got our mountains. We got that crazy looking sky out there. Okay, so what do I want to do with this land area? I could make it kind of hilly, or I can make it flat land. Yeah, I could put a stream in it. Who knows? But I can do quite a few things. Maybe I will put a rock in there, maybe in the foreground. Okay, so let's get. I've used a lot of flat brushes. I used the script liner for a little bit, so I guess I'll deal with a fan brush. We'll play with this one. Let's take a little yellow. We'll put it right here. We all know we're gonna get some more yellow, right? So I won't even beat around the bush with that. Let's pop some more yellow in there real quick. I got Winsor Newton Galleria acrylic. Sometimes I try out different things. I'm a Grumbacher guy, but I'll try out different. There. I will try out different paints, but I always like my Grumbacher. Winsor Newton Galleria is alright. No complaints, really. Okay, just get a little more yellow. Put that yellow in there like that. Just like that. Now, yellow's a very transparent color. You're going to need a white to kind of beef that up a little bit. See? And this is that green with the glycerin. And I'm mixing it all in there. Just pushing all that paint in there like that. Okay. Just mixing it in. Okay. With this, it'll dictate to me how I want my land. Okay. So let's get a grass pattern. Now, the type of grass pattern will depend on how you hold your brush. Okay. And I'll hold it downward. And maybe we'll pop it right here. So I'm gonna dictate to us, where do I want this land? You tap in a bunch right here. I'll just tap it in there. And maybe I'll just kind of bring it to right here maybe. So we'll kind of make it a little hill formation. I'm not going to get rid of all that dark, but it's just highlighting like so where I want. I'll kind of bring some of it that way. So I think something like that will be fine. Just like that. You see, it's not overly saturated, but it's telling you where your hill is right now. Okay. Okay. I'm taking a 1/2 inch flat. I'll take a little bit of white. We'll start it here. Turn my brush around. Really don't matter. I'm reverse blocking in a little something, that's all. Just thicken it a little bit right about in here. Takes a little bit more white. As you can see, what I'm doing basically is just blocking in where I might want. Get a little bit whiter here. When I say reverse blocking in, if it's water or anything to do with water, I'm just, once again, just making it a little bit lighter, just placing where I want the water to be, basically. Now remember, there's glycerin in this green, which is why I'm just using pure white. It's picking up the color down below. Okay, just like so. So that's all I'm doing. That's what's going on here. Blocking, just blocking it in, nothing special. Hey, how you doing, Paul? It's good to see you, boss. Nice for you to stop by. This is the experimentation period of my little show today. I'm using, it's actual canvas, but it's a rolled canvas, and I just spray glued it onto some foam board. That's all I did. And it does have a different look, different feel. And I have to use a different approach for canvas. This is all natural, just canvas. No watercolor paper, no cardboard or anything like that. So I'm using the same materials, but you have to approach it a different way with regular canvas. This is 12 by 16. So it's very sturdy, but it's extremely light. So when you want to mail and ship stuff off, something like this, you can pretty much cut it to whatever size you want that's convenient for you, whatever size you want for your painting, and then you just go from there. And that's it. Okay. Let's take this same green here, which, you know, the dark green that I used before for the foundation. It's got glycerin in it, but I didn't use glycerin for anything else. Okay. So glycerin will make your stuff transparent. If you want to thicken this, you know, you just use some of the natural paint, put it right up on top. Okay, let's start doing stuff in the background back here. I'll hold the brush this way, and it gives me a different look. And I'll just kind of just tap away, because I don't want nothing to be totally bright at this stage. And I'm just adding light little colors, flipping the brush around, just little colors to the land here. See, if it's too like that, if it gets too like this, you just take your top of your brush and you just blend it in there. See, just tap it in there, give it a little grass light look to it. Okay, so once again, hashtag this is just a technique I'm showing you. You can use this technique for whatever, you know, you may need to paint. If you see I'm not getting rid of the green on the bottom, that's not going anywhere. Okay, don't worry about the edge, the water's edge, and all of that fun stuff. Don't worry about that. Don't fret yourself with that. We're just not there with it yet. Back here, I would leave it dark, because one, it helps with the depth. All right, if I keep adding these trees, if I add palm trees, they look like Vietnam. If I put bamboo stuff up there and everything. Okay, all right, let's clean that off. This is one of the rare instances I didn't get to see Gracie this Wednesday. I had to do some traveling and get some studio work done with a buddy of mine. So, okay, let's move on. Let's crack on. As I'm looking at it here, This is totally right off the dome, you know, experimental painting, seeing how the canvas and everything will work for me, how would, you know, how I would like it. So let's tint that water with a little bit of blue green. I'm gonna snake around and get some of that light blue. It's got some of the dark in it. I'm gonna put it right here in the green, just like that. Just like that. All right. Should I lighten that up? I really don't want to, but just a little bit. Just a little bit, just like that. Now, I'll take this. Let's start from up front here, and we'll just kind of rub some of that in there. Take some more. So I'll just have the tones work for me here. All the bright tones. I won't paint in all the bright tones. I'll paint around it. See how you can do that? See how you can sneak all that around like that? So if you got bright already in there, just paint around it. Look at this, look, paint around all that. Paint around it. Especially around this edge here. See, you don't have to have your water all pretty and pristine and blue. Don't do that to yourself. Let's take some dark blue. We'll put the dark blue right here. Maybe a little touch of that brown. Put it in there. It makes them a little deep. Just like this. Watch. Right here on the edge. Go horizontal with it. Right up around here. So get it pretty deep there. I just want it there on the edge. Let's get a little more. Let's get a little thicker. I need more paint. Okay. It's got a curve to it. Keep it horizontal. Just like that. Keep it horizontal. Horizontal. Keep it horizontal. I'm using just the tip of this brush. Horizontal. I'm just using this horizontal approach just for that water's edge in there. Keep it horizontal. All right. Hopefully you guys can see that. You should be able to. I can see it from the camera there. The same approach I'm doing with this, you're going to do it with the bright white too. You follow me? Keep it horizontal. Right in here. Right in here. Opposite side of the bank. Horizontal. Keep it horizontal. Flat. There. All right. I'm going to keep with this 1/2 inch flat brush with a very decent, I'll show it to you here. It's got that nice, see how sharp that edge is? All right. Always keep yourself a brush like that. Take my titanium white. I'm pulling each side. I'm going to show you something here. See that? Look at how sharp that edge is. See that? All right, that's what you're looking for. All right, now horizontal, stay flat. Flat, horizontal. Look at the bottom of your board here. Stay flat, flat. Where's bright at? Keep it flat. Flat. Turn it around there. Flat. Little rapids and whatever. Getting some more titanium white. You could do this with a fan brush if you want, whatever you're comfortable with. I'll get some little flowing stuff here like this. I'll just kind of give it a little tiny little push of some stuff there. Just keep it, yeah, like that little waterfall going like that. I'll do the same thing here. Little something. See that? little baby ones back there. All right, and then take a little corner of your brush here, and you can tap in some little things in there like that. And once again, just keep it kind of flat. I don't need no more than that. That's good. And that actually gives your water some movement. Now your picture starts to come alive a little bit. Hello, Danny. How are you? You know, when I do a live painting, I guess let's see if I can turn this around a little bit. I don't want you guys to get hit with that bright light like that, so let me just do a little adjustment. That should work. All right, when I do a painting like this, especially when it's just off the cuff and I'm in my little experimentation mode, and I instruct how to do certain things. Hopefully it's not let's see if I can put a little. Yeah, that's better. Hopefully I'm showing you something that you can learn and that it can help you out and whatnot. So hopefully I'm doing my job when I do this. But I'm sure you'll let me know. That's why comments and everything are very important to me, to know, you know, if I'm okay doing this, even if I've been doing this for a little while, you know. All right, enough of that. Let's go back to, let's put this guy right here. Let's take, because there's different approaches to how I want the grass. I can go two ways with this, because I had mentioned Vietnam and all of that. Well, and plus I wanted to do something a little different. So we'll take another. Now this is a number 2 flat. This is a hawk's hair brush, actually. Boy, this is actually an oil painting brush. Very stiff, but we're on canvas. Big difference. So let's make tall grass. Not as mind-bending as you would think. I'll take some yellow. I'll take some titanium white. Yellow, titanium white. Okay. And we're gonna go right into. We'll go into this little bit of this sap green. Now, I can take some water. I'll take water and I'll thin it a little bit with water, no glycerin. Because glycerin with acrylic paint, it's a lot like if you were using linseed oil or liquid clear, liquid white or whatever. All right, so be mindful of that. Be careful. So essentially, it's like putting grease, like Crisco oil, on the canvas. The paint just sits on top of it until it dries, but glycerin dries through evaporation also, so it's not an oil product. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this, all right, is I'm just going to take the tips. I'm gonna push upward like that, and I'm gonna keep doing that. Straight. Don't be afraid to really press into it. But as you see, I'm going in different directions. Okay, I'm gonna turn my brush around. I got more paint on it. I'll get some more. This is acrylic, it's not oil. I don't need it blatantly super. Even down here, I'm still gonna do the upward motions. Just like so. You're gonna make little gaps. I'm overlapping, so I'm bringing the little field of upright grass further back, making more of it straight up and down. See that? I'm gonna keep going with it. There's times you can just touch it like that. You're further back there. And I'm gonna still keep that upward motion with it. Bring some of it, not to the very edge. Don't do that to yourself. Just like that. You see how things are starting to change? See how it's starting to look? All right. I'm just killing some of the bottom edges on some. When you're further back like that, I'm gonna bring some of this paint to the front of the brush. Okay, up to you if you want to go flat like this, or you want to touch like this. See that? Look. See that? You make it looks like the grass tops back there. And don't panic if you feel you get too much on it like this. All right, you just kind of smooth it out, just like that. Don't get rid of a lot of your dark areas. You still want to work with depth and perception with all of this. All right. Also, yeah, it depends on what type of paint you're using, what medium you're using, you know, all that stuff. But yeah, it can have a different look, different feel. It's whatever you prefer. Don't be scared to use your finger to fade some of that there. See that? See that glycerin is still on there. All right. So don't panic. Look. See? Fade it out there. Panic not. I'm gonna still keep it very vague and dark back there. Okay. All right. But as you can see, water is water. It doesn't have to be pristine, pretty, and blue. It's got a little bit of brown in it, a little bit of green in it. Okay. I don't even know why I just cleaned the brush. I'm gonna be using it again for stuff over here. Well, you know, it's force of habit. Okay. More water into this yellowish mix here. Now, this patch here is a little closer. Okay. Now this paint is almost to an inky consistency. Be careful when using your brush. I'm gonna tap a little bit on my towel there. Now here you can get to various shapes of the grass. If you take it, see that? And be mindful of that. They're higher in the middle, then you know you start going a little bit lower on the ends or whatever, like that. So you can get a little more detailed, basically, is what I'm saying. And you can still have the same concept. Look, bring it in there and go up above. All right. Up to you of how far you want to go in with this. You angle it like a hill, make them go higher. I'll bring the bigger ones. I'll keep them up close up here. Just like that, go in different directions with them. See that? Some go left, some go right, some go straight up. Don't worry about all of this, because that can be rubbed out. You know, see? Just like that. All right. See, I could have made this a nice, calm, neat, manicured jungle or grassy, no-lead type thing. I can make it pretty much jungle like what you see me doing right now. All right. I could have approached this many different ways. Okay. All right. I decided to do a look like this today. All right, we're good. I tend to look over on my screen here just to make sure everything's cool. You guys aren't missing anything because the edge is here. The edge is right here. and the edges right here. So you're not missing anything. There's nothing extra on the outside edges there. All right. So as I'm checking this out, I'm looking at it. I am going to add a little foreground something. I really don't necessarily think I want to put a tree in there per se. I could, but I'm not feeling a tree. Not today. No tree today. Not every painting needs a giant tree, but I think I will put a rock in there. Why not? I am experimenting. And let's take what I have here. No, I'm not going to take that yellow. I like this darker color that's almost dried up here. Nah, this is all no good. I'm going to have to make a new batch. So this goes away. Yeah, that's all dry. I did not use as much glycerin on this project as you would think I would. Mainly because I want a lot of it to dry. I didn't need it to I didn't need it to stay wet. I wasn't going to do any super heavy blending, and I didn't. Most of that just came with the sky. Once again, this is a glass palette, which makes it very easy for me to do what I'm doing right now. It's basically me just wiping off the paint, just clearing the surface here real quick. I'll take the paper towel and just get rid of the rest there. Wipe it away. Doesn't have to be perfectly clean. If I wanted to, I'll just take a little bit of rubbing alcohol, spread it, and it will just be squeaky clean. Okay, let's get some more. Let's get some the deepest color. We're gonna work with a little bit of this umber. We're gonna get some blue in there. A touch of red. There we go. Which makes it a very deep purple brown. Get a little more brown in there. There. Rub it in there really good. There. Remember, this is not watercolor paper. This is not cardboard. This is canvas. Okay. Rock placement. I have to be careful because one, I like my water creek, so I gotta be mindful. I'll put it right here. I'll stop it right here. This rock right here. Anything large and dark in the front pushes everything back. All right. I don't want to get rid of the curve, like in here. Okay. I didn't mix enough of this, which is fine. Just get some more brown, get some more blue, get a touch of magenta in there, because it makes it that little odd looking purple. Get a little more brown, kill some of that, bring it down a little bit. I work with a limited color palette on purpose, so you can achieve the same kind of color mixes if this is what you're looking for. All right, so we got one there. I'm being kind of silent, sorry. I'm just thinking about rock placement, rock shape right now, because we're pretty much on the last leg here. No glycerin, just all paint mix. Now, because of the type of colors that are used in here, okay, and the colors that I use to make it dark, but it just about looks like black, and it's not. It's actually a deep purple. If I put white on that, it'd be a weird purple gray. All right, but as of right now, because of all the rest of the colors, your eyes will perceive this as actually black, okay? Which is one of the reasons why I don't tend to use black in my paintings, because I know what colors to mix to achieve that color. At least a soft, natural black. If I put black anywhere on this painting, it would stick out like a sore thumb, because black is such a very strong, blatantly harsh color, much like pure white. All right. Maybe a couple eagles in the sky. Maybe. You'd be surprised what I may come up with. And I've been known to take people's ideas and slap them right in the painting. Okay, getting a little titanium white in this color mix that I have already. There's a few ways to approach rocks and mountains and such. Now remember I told you what happens if I add white to this? See that purple? You see that? I told you it was going to be purple. Listen to the old man. Let's get a little bit of brown. Kill that just a little bit. And what it's going to do is going to turn a weird gray. Just keep mixing it, mixing that brown in there with it. Okay, see, it turns a funky kind of purple gray, more brown. Just keep mixing. See, now you got a weird kind of gray thing going on there. There, see that? You see it with your own eyes. Gray. Okay. Alrighty. To be honest with you, well, no, yeah, it will work. Just take a little swipe across like that. We'll start building rock texture, okay? We'll do it the Bob Ross way. Here, I got a little roll of paint. I got a little opposite gray there. A little roll of paint. You should be able to see that. There you go, perfect. Okay, now I'll show you here the placement. Don't do this. Go opposite there. Just put it toward their shirt. Now, when you do it like this, all right, I'm gonna exaggerate it, but you end up bending. It's like that. You're not spreading cake icing. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna hold it like that, and you're gonna stir it like a car. All right. Okay, so I got our paint roll on there. The thinner the roll, the more texture you'll get. And you'll just take it, you put it close to its edge, and you just let the paint do the rest of the work. Just like this, look. All right. Let it break. Let it break, take it, go in all sorts of little directions with it. I'm just taking that same little tiny roll of paint. Okay, and we're just gonna kind of come around like so. Right up in there. And just kind of build that little ledge right there. Just kind of give it a little something right up in there. Do not, I repeat, do not get rid of all of your darks. We'll keep that one right there. Don't get rid of all of your darks. All right, that'll cause more harm than you think. I think we're good with that. I'm gonna have to obviously mix some more of this color. I don't have enough brown though. Not enough brown. It just makes it lighter. Alright, well, I'm gonna have to make some more, so I'm gonna just take this, the lighter gray, and we're gonna build upon what you see here. Remember, the brighter the highlight, the less of it you need, so you're gonna go to where, put it right like that, and we're gonna come around here, come on down there like that. Believe it or not, I think we're good with just with that. Let's ran out of the brown because we got the other two to do, and then we'll call it a day. All right, let's put some of that brown. We'll just mix it. We'll mix it right in here. Okay. Mix plenty of it this time. No mistaking. There. Mix plenty of it this time. Won't be no mistaking it now. There. Now I got plenty. Okay. Okay, that solved that issue. Take it. I'm gonna come around over here. Can you guys see? Yeah, you guys can see it. Might be a little difficult for you to see, but we'll lighten it up as we go along. This is what I like about True Canvas, is that one, you don't have to baby it, and two, because of its texture, curve it right around. And basically what you see me doing right now is I'm just creating texture right now for the other layers. When I put the brighter layer on, you'll understand. We'll lighten that up so you guys can see it a little bit better. There's no glycerin or anything. The glycerin, there. See, I can shape and pretty much do whatever I feel. Okay. Even get rid of some. It's like that. All right, let's get a little white. I like this deeper gray, so I'll play with that a little bit. There. I don't even have to make it a perfect mix. Make it look like that. Okay. And you just swipe. Now, once again, the brighter the highlight, the less of it you need. And there's actually texture on here because of the previous paint I've put on. All right. Very lightly, come on down, turn it around, go around in circles if you got to go around and whatever. Just like that. I can come up here. You can kind of stagger it around a little bit. A little swipe of paint. And just keep it going right on that edge there, like that. And you can bring it on around. Come on down there. Let's take this and kind of open that up a little bit. Just like that. Come on this way. I'm kind of fade that in there like so. I'm just flattening out the texture a little bit. And then I can add little, look at this, little slick little things like that to it. Let's match a little bit of that brightness on the other side, just a little bit. A little bit brighter than that. Flatten it right out. Get a swipe across. We'll add a little bit of brightness. If it's buffering, sorry, not my fault. And let's add some of that brightness right here instead. Right in here, just kind of scoop it around and give it a little turn there. All right. All right. We'll use this, a little bit of this. Are you kidding me? Are you for real right now? That's not gonna work. It's incredible. Are you serious? I don't think I can make that work. I didn't think I was gonna make that work. I get a lot of this happening to me too. When you're at the extreme very end of the painting, you run out of paint. Be prepared for those situations if you haven't already ran into them. Incredible. Incredible. But it happens. It happens. Get back in there. It's like the land of carnivorous birds here now. Thanks, Paul. Let's take a script liner. Thank you, Paul. You know what? Let's put this little guy right here in that. it's no problem to correct an error. Okay, let's sign a name on it. I do appreciate you guys sticking with me. Wasn't planning on doing 2 hours, but you know it happens. I do rather like the Canvas deal. I know what to do now to make it go smoother. I do like the fact that like I say, once again, it reminds me of the oil painting, and I got so accustomed to painting on watercolor paper, and it was an adjustment from that. So it was just me not really not doing stuff on canvas anymore. But now, even if I wanted to mail this out, one, it won't cost as much because it's extremely light. There we go. Okay, let's clear this screen. We're gonna go through a few presto changes here when I switch, and it's just to get rid of the bottom screen. So here, there we go. All right, let's put me down here somewhere. All right. Put the focus on it. Anywhere, there you go, guys. It's actually too big for any of my frames, because it's 12 by 16. I don't obviously have a 12 by 16 frame, so you would have to just kind of look at it like that. All right, so this is an experiment on roll canvas on foam board. My version of a basic landscape painting without the giant tree. So we have got our crazy magenta reddish clouds with a little orange yellow highlight, whatever. Got our faraway mountains this time, not very textured, more like little faraway trees. Okay, so they're not really as tall as you would think, because mountains got to be a certain height for trees to grow on them. Then we got our deciduous trees right here with little bits of trunks showing through, just scratched away with a palette knife. Use the fan brush for the highlights for the long grass. Okay, not overly bright or anything like that. And then we got rocks that actually look like rocks, and they're kind of textured like rocks. Okay. Well, yeah. Once again, extremely sturdy, but man, for the postal system, so light. Trust me, it cuts down on cost. Ian Harris does the same thing. Canvas roll. He'll put it on the foam board. It keeps the postal cost down and such. So I've got a couple of them this size, 12 by 16. Then I got a few that are even larger, 12 by something, 12 by 9, this big, long. They're long. So all right, thank you very much, everybody, for checking this out. I appreciate it. Write in the comments below, press that thumbs up button. I do appreciate it. Your time is valuable. Everybody's time is valuable, but yours is valuable if you're sitting watching me, and I do appreciate it. I'm gonna take the big barrel out for his walk and grab me a bite to eat, and just relax for the rest of the evening. Actually, I'm gonna have to wait till the space between the trees and the mountain isn't thrilling me. Space between the trees and the mountain isn't thrilling me. You don't know why. I don't know why either, Nell, but I'm not changing it. And you're just gonna have to grin and bear it, because I'm done. I'm pretty sure somebody will like it. So I do appreciate you guys' time. Yeah. So let me go walk the big barrel, and I'll take a photo of this, and I'll post it. It should be still warm enough. It should still be warm enough for me to spray it. I'm gonna have to wait a few more minutes. It's still pretty shiny down there, so the glycerin's still wet. It takes a little while. Okay, especially if you use more glycerin than paint. As I'm looking at it, because glycerin is reflective, and there's only a few spots right there, right in here, in this area, a little bit in here, and just no worries, Nell. Relax, no worries. It's all good. Not every painting fits everybody. It's okay, you know. I'm not gonna, throw myself in front of a bus. When you do this on YouTube and Facebook and stuff like that, you're bearing your artistic soul for everybody to see. Some will appreciate it, some will like it, some will not. It's just human nature. Some will, it's really black and white. Some will like it, some won't. Somebody have some issue somewhere. But that's in every profession. I mean, some people, one guy's favorite plumber might be one guy's worst. It's just yin and yang. That's just the way of the universe. So, you can't wear your feelings on your sleeve. Some people can take it, some people can't. Everybody has their own thing. Once again, #don't panic. But I thank you guys very much for spending your 2 hours with me. There, 2 hours right now. All right, I'm gonna let this. I gotta let YouTube encode this so I can download it. I log all of my stuff. I download it and put it on disk. And if you guys see how many discs I have. All right. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Peace.